After 10 years of fundraising, the Tom Prince Cancer Trust have just reached their target of £1 million. The family started the trust in memory of Portsmouth lad Tom, who died on the eve of his 60th birthday. And join us in the studio to tell us more are Tom's father, Clinton Prince, and his sister, Emma. Thank you so much for coming in. So if I start with you, Clinton, just tell me a little bit about Tom. What was he like and what kind of happened to him?
Well, Tom was your average young lad, loved football, great little player, played for 3 teams, captain of 2 of them, a lovely caring boy, kind-natured. I think that reflects on his friends still keeping in contact, like 11 years on. He was just a pleasant chap to be with, just a bundle of joy.
Big smile.
Big smile, yeah, big smile. It was just easy to get on with from birth to the last days. He was such a joy. We were just blessed with him. And as I say, his friends come around even to this day. And when we have they could do for Tom in September, they come out in their numbers to support us. And it's like almost like it's like a reunion. And that's with Tom's friends and their parents. So it's good. It's very good.
There'll be lots of people watching who are familiar with Tom's story, but for those of our viewers who don't know, Emma, could you just tell me what happened to him?
He suffered from osteosarcoma, which is a really rare bone cancer. It mainly affects like children and adolescents, which is particularly rubbish. And it's really underfunded because it is quite rare, which means that diagnosis happens quite late on. So unfortunately, the survival rate is quite low. And I think that's what's kind of spurred us along, really. We wanted to make sure, try to help other families not have to go through what we went through, and try and propel the research forward. We were chatting about it earlier. Surgery has improved a lot, but the clinical side of it just hasn't moved on in years. So
decades, actually,
yeah. So that's why we wanted to set the charity up and keep his memory alive.
And you said one of the reasons there was so that other families out there don't have to kind of experience what you had to go through. If you don't mind me asking, what was it like when you found out?
Well, it's such a rare cancer. The statistics say that like one doctor, a GP in his working lifetime, will come across one case of osteosarcoma. So the time he recognises that the tumour's grown inside the body, and therefore you've lost a lot of time. With the Tom Prince Cancer Trust, by just mentioning osteosarcoma in the evening news and certain medias and word of mouth, that's got resounding success in Portsmouth. People's heard of it now, so we want to make GPs aware that sometimes it's not just a sports injury. Maybe you have to look a little bit deeper.
I think that's what it gets confused with because of the age of the children affected. It's confused with growing pains or sport injuries or something like that.
And is that what happened to Tom? It was just not quite picked up.
It wasn't picked up in time. As Dad said, GPs don't really recognise it.
No.
So that's kind of what happened. By the time it was picked up, the tumour was quite large. Tom was really brave, went through lots of treatment, but it just wasn't quite enough.
No, he put a brave fight on, but when the tumour was actually discovered, it was 11 centimetres long in his left arm.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to go into too much of the details, but he took every kind of step he could do to try and beat it, and every time he done it, he didn't blame anybody. He didn't want to he didn't get angry. He just wanted to get the cure, and that's what spurred us on, and his friends and our family to do what we've done. The £1 million, as we always said, would go to research, and research only into osteosarcoma. You could look at different papers, and the numbers come up from 150 to 600 children a year from England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales get diagnosed with osteosarcoma. So the numbers are small in clinical terms and trials, but for a family it's devastating. And we've read a few papers, and as Emma said, like the surgery side of it has come on leaps and bounds. Different type of metals, and if they put an implant in the arm, that they can put a device in there to actually make the arm grow as the child gets older and the limb gets longer. But on the cure side of it, like the there's nothing's moved in decades, and we've just got to stop that. We've got to try and even if
we hope that the £1 million we raise actually helps take a step forward. We've been speaking to like the University of Portsmouth and a couple of other experts about where we can put this money. It's taken us 11 years to get here, and we're really excited about putting it in the proper place.
I mean, it's an amazing feat to raise £1 million. That's a lot of money. How did you go about it?
Oh God, it varied from I've thrown
Jumping
myself out of an airplane, you've thrown yourself out the Spinnaker Tower.
We've just done a bike ride from Portsmouth to Brighton to Portsmouth last weekend.
Yeah, it's been really varied. There's kind of been something for everyone, I think. It's brilliant when you pick up an email from a complete stranger that never met the family or Tom, and they've decided to wax their chest for the trust or bake cakes and sell them or do all sorts of crazy things. So it's been a long and winding road.
We've had emails of congratulations as far as from Holland, saying well done for raising £1 million. So I think we've got quite a wide base of people following us.
Stories must bring you, when people say that, must bring you some comfort as well.
Our social media was kind of buzzing on Tuesday last week when we kind of announced formally that we'd reached the million, and just we've had people that supported us from day one, like Tom's friends as well, and local people have supported us from day one, and new people coming in recently, and there's just been so many nice messages on our social media, it's congratulating us. It's been a team effort though.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody for that.
So you've got this £1 million. You were saying that you're talking to universities. There's not kind of one body that looks into it. So how are you going to make sure that it goes to the cause that you care about so much?
Well, the thing is because it's such a rare cancer, and there are people doing research into it, but it's piecemeal. And there's a thing called I'm not a scientist, but this is my brief of it. Is every cancer has got a biomarker on it. And that means you've basically got a handle on what cancer it is, so therefore you can put the treatment in place, the delivery system to fight the cancer. But without a biomarker, you're in the dark.
So doesn't have a biomarker, which makes it tricky.
They've tried to find one, but even if this £1 million goes towards, getting the first building block, if we can do that and achieve that, and then maybe like a replica of the cell, so that people can work from it, because where it's such a rare cancer, to try and get a specimen off of it, there's so few and far between. So you might have to get a model of the cell, so people can work away from it and try and get, rather than one person studying it. You've got various establishments trying to do research into it.
It's been an eye-opener to see how fracturated, is that the word? Like the research into it has been so far. Lots of great people doing lots of great things, but it's really disparate. And we're very strict on the fact that the money has to go to osteosarcoma research because it's so underfunded. And the aim, we think, is to try and get all of the people to kind of work together. We need sample banks, they all need to be linked up. But talking to certain people, it's really exciting about what could possibly be done, and not even just trying to take a step further forward in the research, but trying to actually encourage the next generation of osteosarcoma experts, because it's underfunded, it's under-researched. So you need to actually entice people in to look into the disease, which is something we weren't expecting. We might have to recruit people from the other side of the world to take this on. It's been a real eye-opener. But that's what we're going to do.
Well, it sounds like the money is much needed and hopefully will make a big difference in looking into this. Clinton, Emma, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you.